able to... Yeah, this is...
Urine and blood on the seat.
Hi, 75, up to you. How can I help? It looks like one of the customers that probably was on our bus probably had an accident in a seat. Looks like it's urine and blood mixed, so biohazard. And
urine and blood.
Is there a chance I might be able to get another bus? Okay, copy. So you have a bio on the seat. Is there any way you can contain it to the transit center right there? At least get people to the transit center?
Yeah, he'll kick him down there. Here's a good one. This is a good one. Operator Nutbag. This is a good one.
467.
467. Go ahead.
The guy I told you about that guy, he asked me if he pick a fight with someone, and he asked me he won't kill them. But I told him no, you can't forgive them. And he sat down again in his seat.
Okay. Did the other passenger take him serious, or is this somebody that's just, talking a lot?
He just came to me and he asked me if he wants to kill that passenger or forgive them. I told him you can't forgive them, and he back to the seat.
Okay, well, it sounds like we're dealing with a mental health issue. Did he actually interact with the other passenger, or just you?
Just me, but he's not safe at all. He looks like he's not safe at all.
He's not safe.
All right, let me find out where the supervisor is.
I'm sure he's not safe. He's a fucking walking disaster is what he is. Operator intimidated.
9107. I have 467. They're heading to St. John's. Currently at at Fremont and Albina. They have a passenger on board that they're a little intimidated to drive with. It sounds like we could just be, a little 1234 loud and verbal.
A little 1234.
Can you meet up with him?
Yeah. I know it's a hard time to be a bus driver, man. All right. This sounds familiar, but...
401.
401, go ahead.
I think he wants the bus ride. He's just too drunk to articulate it properly. Every time I try to get a detail out of him, he just interrupts me and says I'm calling him a liar. I'm getting really tired of today.
I understand. We've asked the supervisor, who's just up at Lombardton Interstate, to head your way. I don't think he lost a backpack. The bus that he came off of does not have one. So, yeah, I got help headed your way.
I'm actually rolling, and he just pulled the stop request for Ainsworth, so, yeah, I don't know what the hell's going on.
All right, well, hopefully we can get him off, and you can continue on your way.
Yeah, sorry for the trouble.
Job security, not a problem. Let me know if he doesn't deboard, or actually I'll just stay on with you.
Never mind, Ainsworth wasn't what he wanted. I guess we're moving on.
All right. Well, let me know if he becomes any kind of a problem, because I'm kind of over him too.
Sorry, can you repeat that? He was trying to tell me something and I couldn't understand it.
Let me know if he causes you any problems.
He's a semi-regular, so he's just being cranky right now.
All right. Well, at any point, open those doors and let him know that's his stop.
Mm-hmm. As long as I don't detect any more drinking. He's actually had to be medically revived once. Anyways, I'm sorry I've taken up too much time. I'll let you go.
Hang in there.
There's another scanner star. I'm going to give him some stars. He deserves some stars. Give him some stars. You got any stars? Oh, there it is, right there. I'm going to give him 4 stars. That's a good one. Okay, here's the next one.
401.
Go ahead.
I think he wants the bus ride. He's just too drunk to articulate it properly. Every time I try to get a detail out of him, he just interrupts me and says I'm calling him a liar. I'm getting really tired of today.
I understand.
Wait, okay. Sorry.
7247.
No, I'm pretty sure we heard this, but I'm all
heading towards
confused.
Clackamas on Flangsworth.
7247. Station agent is wondering how come you didn't call.
I don't understand. Why did I have to call the station agent?
Yeah, I think we
I
heard
don't
this.
know. I was guessing because he requested you to call. Probably something about work.
No, I've got no...
So I think we did that. See, I'm lost here. And then we did line 24. Drinking beer in a bus stop sounds familiar. Yeah, I'm a little bit confused with where we are. This was just drive, right?
1406, westbound. I'm at Chavez and Hawthorne.
Is this the same guy?
1406. I got your request to talk. How can I help?
Okay, we have got a gentleman that's sitting at the bus stop, completely drunk. It's the inbound stop. He's got several bottles of wine.
Yeah, so what? I'm pretty sure we did it. Yeah, alternate restroom, line 20 doors. Yes. See, we did all of these. So I'm going to star them. Somehow I got confused here. Yeah. It looks familiar. Yes. Pat, we did this. Okay, so where the hell did I stop? Okay, here?
2036, please pick up your handset. 2036, please pick up your handset. 2036 here at B, retention on the center. I got a passenger that's overly aggressive over here. And 2036.
Pick up your hand. Yeah, that sounds familiar. Yeah. Doors. Which one's the time point? Yeah. We did that. Wrong pouch. Dispose, causing problem. Soups are tied up. Okay. I got confused.
1506 on the Larson Bridge.
1506, I got a priority. What's going on?
Okay, as soon as I turned to go across the river, he started screaming he needed to get off, but then when I pulled over to let him off, he won't get off. So I'm just staying here until supervisor come by.
Okay, is there a stop right there?
I'm at the Morrison Bridge stop heading towards Gateway.
All right, can you give me a description? What are they wearing today?
He's wearing just a blue shirt. He's got a whole bunch of stuff in the passenger seat next to him. He's Caucasian male, probably about 50-some years old.
White male, you said 50 years old, blue shirt, and now he just doesn't want to deport?
That's correct.
Okay, let me see if I can super.
1506 on the Morrison Bridge.
1506, I got a priority. What's going on?
Okay, as soon as I turned to go across the river, he started screaming he needed to get off, but then when I pulled over to let him off, he won't get off. So I'm just staying here until supervisor come by.
Okay, is there a stop right there?
I'm at the Morrison Bridge stop heading towards Gateway.
All right, can you give me a description? What are they wearing today?
He's wearing just a blue shirt. He's got a whole bunch of stuff in the passenger seat next to him. He's Caucasian male, probably about 50-some years old.
White male, you said 50 years old, blue shirt, and now he just doesn't want to deport?
That's correct.
Okay, let me see if I can get a supervisor over there. Let me know if he decides to deport.
All right, thank you.
727.
Okay.
728 and 9906. 9906. I don't have anyone at backup 5 for this verbal on 1506. You got any ideas? 3, 1, and 6 are unavailable. Yeah, 6 and 3 are tied up. 9101.
Well, I'm going to be the sheriff on a laptop.
Yes. 9 out of 6, he's tied up too.
Okay, well, I guess I'm the next one. I'm set out 72nd in Sandy area, so I'll be headed that way.
Yeah, 729.
Okay, GOP's would let Trump's hotel, yeah. Well, you know, look, man. These are criminals that run the federal government. They're criminals that run all government, but especially the federal government. So we already know who they are and who they care about, and it ain't us. Oh, wait a minute. This might be good. John Lay. John Lay is always an interesting character. Let's see what he says.
David Medore, county commissioner in Clark County, is trying to void that ridiculous contract that the transit agency CTRAN made with the transit agency from Oregon called Trimet. It essentially says you'll either welcome light rail to Clark County. I think we're effectively safe from that for the next decade or so because of the failure of the Boondoggle Bridge. But now David Medore says we should wipe out that contract altogether. I agree with that.
Yeah.
John Lee joins me now. John, you're running for office. Tell everybody what you're running for.
Hey, Lars, thank you for the great job you do for all of us.
Thank you, sir.
I'm running for the Washington State Legislature in the House of Representatives in the 18th District. I'm running to join Senator Ann Rivers and Representative Liz Pike, who are an amazing team on behalf of the citizens of Southwest Washington. And I want to be part of Team 18, the team that the people get to send to their legislature's eyes in signing a contract that ceded eminent domain
I remember this. I remember
Portland's
this.
Trimet. Now, if you're a citizen in Southwest Washington, do you want some...
I remember this. They CTRAN gave Trimet the ability to do all the eminent domain. They signed a contract that provides for a massive penalty if CTRAN wants to get out of it. I don't know why they would do that. Oh, I do. Of course they do. They're all part of that light rail mafia group. You know, they're on both sides of the border, of course.
Unelected bureaucrat in Oregon having authority to take your personal private property away from you?
Not at all.
Of course not. And nobody in their right mind would sign that. Number two, they also included a $5 million penalty clause that if CTRAN didn't live up to the obligations in the contract, Southwest Washington taxpayers would have to pay Trimet $5 million. Are you crazy? It's nuts. And so this contract has been hanging out there, and it hasn't been terminated. One of the deals that was in the contract was that they said it was absolute and irrevocable.
Yeah, crazy.
Who would sign an absolute and irrevocable contract? It makes absolutely no sense.
Well,
Yeah,
and I'll tell you one thing. I'm not a lawyer. You know that.
McFarland wouldn't let him out of it either. I remember this whole deal. I remember this. It's like unbelievable.
But if a board that is a board chosen, you know, in the case of Trimet by the governor, if a board adopts a position, there's nothing that says that a future board, the board that's, you know, if the governor decides to fire all of them and reappoint people to the board, that the board couldn't reverse almost anything it's done the next week. But in this case, they've effectively offered a perpetual guarantee, right?
Exactly right, and that's the concern Southwest Washington citizens have. And so last night, Commissioners David Medore and Tom Milkey did a wonderful thing, and they got on the agenda for the June CTRAN board meeting an agenda item that will terminate this contract and cancel it. And that's wonderful news, and we need the citizens of Southwest
Washington. $5 million penalty is what they... Why would the CTRAN... It's like they wanted to lock this in with Trimet forever. Corruption is unbelievable.
Washington to get in touch with all the members of the CTRAN board and say, no, kill this, terminate that contract. It shouldn't have been signed to begin with. And that is the final nail in the CRC coffin as far as Southwest Washington citizens are concerned.
Well, I'm going to be glad to see this happen because I frankly think these kind of deals are designed to circumvent the will of the people in the same way that you probably know Clackamas County signed a deal and then at the 11th hour sneaked into a bank to borrow $20 million to lock voters into something that they knew the voters opposed. And the only reason they did that kind of 11th hour deal was, you know, it's the kind of crazy thing that you do when you're a kid. You decide, well, mom and dad won't give me permission to do this, so I'll just do it anyway and hope I get away with it. I mean, it's an irresponsible way to do your job as an elected representative.
Oh, you are absolutely right there, and that has been one of the biggest problems in this whole CRC process, is that they have constantly circumvented the citizens, the taxpayers, and the voters, ignoring the will of the people, having things hidden from public sight, and you have been just such a huge plus in shining light on all these shenanigans, Lars, and we can't thank you enough. And so this is the final nail in that coffin to help the citizens be ultimately in control of what they do and don't want.
Well, I think you're right, though, that the project is not dead in this sense. If John Kitzhaber is reelected as governor, do I believe that he won't spend his next 4 years...
Who? John Kitzhaber? What?
...in office doing everything he can to reinvigorate this project and put it right back where it was before? I think that's exactly what he'll do. And so I want people to be aware...
Is this old?
People to be aware of that. And it really bothers me when representative government...
Jesus Christ. You fucking... I thought it was recent. Yeah, they still have one. By the way, that contract still exists. They didn't avoid it. Got me there, Rip City, buddy. Oh, yeah, let's do this one. I want to do this. This is my favorite clip here. This was, oh, God, it's not even... Come on. This is what a president, I was discussing this with Pootie yesterday. He's thinking that he's a big Trump guy, thinks Trump is great and all that. And I know that Trump is a fraud, but Trump's not the only fraud, because Obama was a fraud, Clinton was a fraud, Putin's a fraud, Sanders is a fraud, Biden is a fraud. They're all a fraud. And here's Bill Hicks explains the U.S. presidency perfectly.
I have this feeling, man, because there's
that's the way that really works.
1382 and POW.
I have a bus involved. This will be 7259, vehicle 3265 on 82nd at Powell northbound. Stand by. Okay, I thought she was going to hold... They had a mirror strike with a box truck, and the box truck's mirror broke off, but they did not stop. She waited about 3 to 5 minutes, and she's rolling. She terminates at Killingsworth and Coley.
Wow. Okay. Mirrors.
Are you, will you be able to drive it back to center so they could clean that up?
It'll be a while. It's going to have to air out a little bit because it smells horrible. I've tried to go a couple blocks and I'd have to pull over. I'm at the 18th and Goose Hollow layover right now.
Okay, I copy. Yeah, if you could open the windows and let air out, but I'm sorry, I know that's not a great way to have to drive.
Stinks.
If you can get it back there as soon as you can so they can get it cleaned up or give you a new bus. So, when you're ready to roll, if you can send us ready for service, let us know that you can go back to the garage factory.
Okay, I'll copy it. Probably about 10 minutes. It smells real bad.
Okay, I copy. Thank you.
Smells bad. Fun. Line 4, I can hear change clanking.
406 St. Louis and Central.
406, I got your mechanical. What's up?
I can hear chains clinking when I drive, and I just stopped and looked under. I can see some chains hanging underneath the bus a little bit.
All right, are they just making noise as you drive, or are they hitting the ground?
I can't tell because I'm driving. I can just hear them clicking, and when I looked, they weren't hitting the ground. They were just about halfway to the ground. So I don't know, maybe these speed bumps are hitting, I'm not sure.
Yeah, that's a possibility. While you are traveling at a low rate of speed, 5 to 10 miles an hour, you can try retracting those chains. Just bring them back up, see if they'll come back up a little bit more.
Alright, let me see. Chains off. How do you retract them? You just hit chains off?
It'll be on and then off. And again, you need to be rolling above 5 miles an hour, but no more than 15 tops.
Alright, I did it. I'm just waiting to see if I can still hear him or not.
Alright, well, you may be able to hear a little bit of noise, but that's kind of normal. I mean, it is a bus with balancing chains, but it shouldn't be loud.
No, I don't hear him now. I might have got it, actually, so.
Alright, sounds good. Now, if you have further problems, give us a call. We'll have somebody meet up with you.
Copy, thank you.
You're welcome. 1610.
1501.
601. You're ready to head back to the garage. I was just sending you a message. The shop wants you to ask the spotter for a new bus. And if you can make sure that you write a card, and I know it's going to seem like it's obvious where it is, but if you write up a card for them when you turn it in too, so it doesn't get dropped and someone gets surprised when they come on there.
Copy.
Thank you. Sorry you have to drive that back or be in it anymore, but soon you'll have a new bus. So when you get your new bus, just have us ready for service when you're ready to pull out so we can plug you back in somewhere, okay?
Copy.
Thank you. 3513, I'm coming on Everett 2nd, and I have a passenger saying there's schedule changes on this route, 9 a.m. to 3 p.m., and then some of the morning routes have been canceled, and I just don't know anything about that because I'm a fill-in driver. Not that I'm aware of, but let me take a look. I don't see any changes. I'll get right back to you. I'll look up on our website, see what we have going on as far as cancellation and schedule. But as far as I know, there has not been any changes. All right. Thank you very much. You're very welcome. At 1612. 5470 FYI, maybe a supervisor can come over to Harrison, and just before NATO, there is a large limb sticking in the far right-hand turn lane. Okay, is it right at Harrison and NATO? Yes. Alright. Have you already made that turn on to NATO? Negative, I'm making a right-hand turn now. It's just before NATO. It's on him. Sticking out in the middle of the right-hand turn lane. You have to swing over to the left hand to get around it. Okay, yeah. Alright, I got it. I was just checking to see exactly where you were because my map was showing you a little bit off. So, alright, we're on the phone with the supervisor now. See if you can't run over there and try to remove it. Thank you for the info. Thank you. You're welcome. Have a good night. 1617.
Passenger dropped $90.
7009 Southeast 11th at Ash. I had a passenger drop his hop cart down between the ramp. The ramp was deployed and it fell in the gap between the platform for the ramp, and it slipped down under. So you can't pick it up, and he just loaded $90 on it, he said.
Okay, well, I'll check with maintenance, but I'm going to bet that's going to have to be something that goes back to the yard that we can get the spare parts there. So give him the number for lost and found, have him call customer service or the ticket office, let them know what's going on, give him a day ticket for today, and we'll try to get that back to him. See if he'll give you any of his contact information.
Okay, will do. Thank you very much.
You're welcome. And once again, I'll check with maintenance and see if there's anything we can do today. 1619.
Well, that's pretty crazy. Dump your hop card down the thing. Oh.
1201 northbound on Barber at 26th Avenue.
1201, got your priority. What's going on?
I apologize. I'm not sure that I should have pushed priority, but I just had the gentleman on the bus somehow got upset at some other passengers, yelled some racial language, and then spit on a window on my bus. So it's a bio/incident.
Okay, anybody sitting nearby? And is that person still on?
No, that person is off the bus. He's walking northbound. He just turned off of Barber onto the little exit at 26th Avenue, but he's gone. Nobody was sitting in the area. He stood up against the window in the priority area, had all the seats up there.
Nice.
Okay, leave those seats up. If somebody does want the priority area, encourage them to sit on the other side. And I'll see if we've got somebody that can do a quick cleanup on that window.
Copy that. Thank you.
Thank you. 1440.
Great. Fecal matter in the seats. Jesus Christ.
Hi, this is 5470.
Hi, 5470. How can I help?
I'm here at Washington Square, and there's a guy, gray sweatshirt, beige pants over blue jeans, and I just dropped him off here, and there was a smudge of fecal matter on the seats here, which I cleaned up with the wipes that were in the bag. But if anyone else was, I just didn't know if you wanted to give an alert to anyone else who's coming to Washington Square not to let this guy on.
Okay, that was gray pants. Excuse me. Gray sweatshirt, blue pants, and what else was he wearing?
Beige shorts over blue jeans. He's about 6 feet tall, brown hair, brown beard, Caucasian.
Okay. All right, I'll put that message out. Thank you. 1441.
1903, San Flanders, eastbound.
1903, I got your request to talk. How can I help?
So here's what I have to say this. There's a bale of hay on 16th Avenue before the stop. It's in the other lane, but just wanted to have someone be aware of it. So in case a car coming the other way tries to swerve, they wouldn't swerve into our bus.
Okay, copy. Thank you for letting us know.
1903, copy, clear.
Ah, boy, scanner, star boy. What should I give the disposed?
7009, Southeast 11th at Stevens, southbound. So the gentleman is homeless, and he's got no phone. So if there's any way I can get him more than a day pass, I don't know what to do. I don't know what to offer him. All right. Well, just have him stay with you, and the supervisor's going to meet with you. When she does, you can inquire with her whether she has any courtesy tickets. So let me see. Get this back to him. If she's got those, then we can get him at least a couple of rides.
Okay, a lot of that got garbled. Wait for the supervisor, see if they have courtesy tickets, and then I missed the last part.
They did not expire, so until we can get his cop card back to him, at least that would take care of him for a few days.
Okay, great. I will advise him to do that. Thank you very much.
All right, yeah, just say something to the supervisor when you see her.
Okay, will do.
What should I give the disposed? Passenger spit at me? Oh, great.
7503.
7503, got your priority. What's up?
I just had to wake a passenger up on that bus, and I told him this was the last stop, and then he proceeded to cuss at me and then spit at me, and I was behind my door, so he wasn't able to hit me with it, and he just totally missed me. And he's at Pier Park right now. He's going to try to get on another bus, and he's just sleeping on the bus. That's all he's doing.
Okay. Do you have a description of him?
I can't quite tell how old he is. He's probably about 45. He's wearing a black hoodie, and blue jeans, and I didn't see what shoes he was wearing, but he's white, and he's all got a red face from being outside.
45-year-old, white male, red face, black hoodie, jeans. Anything else?
Nope, that's all I could see.
Okay, I will get a message out and let the road tech know.
Okay, thank you.
1632.
Mm.
7009 Southeast 11th Division.
Hey, 7009, the passenger with the hot card, are they still on the bus?
Yes, they are.
Okay, supervisor, just a couple minutes. I'm going to see if they can meet you at 17th and Center. So, if it's going to take too long, though, do you know where that passenger is going to get off?
Well, he was going to get off at Division, but since they told me to keep him on the bus, then he's staying on the bus.
Okay, if he wants to meet the supervisor at 17th and Center, we can do that. Otherwise, if he wants to get off at Division, customer service can always cancel that card and issue him a new one.
Yeah, it's not registered.
Okay, I just have him hold it. Just hold it 17th and Center there.
Okay, well, I'm heading down Division to catch the reroute because the gates are still down for the train.
Okay, and you know what? I'd like to see if maintenance can maybe run out and meet you. So, for now, hold at Center, but I might have you roll over to the mall stop and see if they can run across the street to help.
Okay, yeah, that'd be great if they could, because he's in a bad way.
Thank you, 1630.
7869, how can I help you?
Yeah, I just picked up lady before the service stop before Tiger Transit Center, and she was very mad and she was very nervous because the bus driver before me, he didn't stop for her, and she started yelling to me, and she is with me right now on the bus. Just I'm gonna notice that.
Okay, well, we don't know why they passed her. I can't, I'm not sure why that would happen. But if they're that upset, just remind her that it wasn't you that passed her up, and if she's that upset, she should call customer service and, let them know that the bus before you passed her up.
Yeah, sure. She's already talking with the customer service right now, and just I'm gonna notice that maybe the customer service, if they thought I am the bus driver, I missed her. I mean, I'm gonna make sure I'm not the bus driver. She's with me right now, but she's mad because the bus driver, the driver before me, he didn't stop for her.
Yeah.
Yes, I understand, and she's doing, the right thing right now by calling customer service. What stop was it at that you picked her up at?
Yeah, but before she's talking with customer service, she starts yelling to me, and like I'm a maker wrong for her.
Yes, I know. I understand. Customers tend to, just take it out on the person in front of them. I don't know how she paid for her fare. You could maybe offer her a day ticket if she's going to transfer to another bus. You can let her know that, dispatch will call and talk to that bus. But can you tell me what stop she got on at, where she was passed up?
Sure. What's your question again, please?
What stop was she passed up at? Where did you pick her up?
The stop before the Tiger Transit Center was for 78. The stop before the Tiger Transit Center coming from Peterson. When we are coming from Peterson.
Okay, it was the stop right before Tiger Transit Center. Is that correct?
Yes, the stop before Tiger Transit Center when we are coming from Peterson.
Okay, I copy. I can call and ask the operator if, maybe there was something going on. I'm not sure. Is it something that you think that she maybe wasn't seen for some reason? Is it like an obscure bus stop? I haven't driven it in a while. I'm just trying to paint a picture.
I just know she told me the bus driver came 3 minutes or 4 minutes early.
Yeah, well, you know.
Didn't stop for here.
It's mayhem out there. Mayhem, okay? Mayhem.
Just info for you, we're sending TPD to 20 train 42 at Cedar Hills and Parkway northbound for a loud verbal.
I copy, thank you.
You're welcome, 1642.
9115.
9115.
Okay, at NATO and Harrison, there is a branch that's laying on the ground next to a tree, and there were none off a tree that would be making contact with a bus, so I'm not sure if someone pulled it down already or if it came down. Other than that, I don't see any branches getting in the way of our buses.
Copy, thanks for checking.
Fake news by the bus driver. Bus driver has leave hours, not supposed to be working. Uh-oh.
1733, 1733.
1733, I'm being told you have leave hours and you are not supposed to be driving today. Did you forget?
I did forget.
He wants to make some money, man.
All right, well, station agent is sending somebody out to relieve you. He thought probably Broadway and Weidler, but he wasn't positive, so look for somebody around that area, please.
Weidler and Broadway.
Yeah, somewhere right around 5:10, somewhere right in that time area. Thank you. 1644.
Get the hell out of there. No overtime for you, buddy.
2042, Cedar Hills Parkway.
Is the person still on your bus?
Yes, ma'am, he is. He's completely spoiled across all the back seats.
Okay, I just got off the phone with police. They have police rolling your way, so once you are cleared to go, you guys need to get ready for service, please. And again, if anything changes, if by chance he gets off, send her ready for service so we can update the police.
Alright, copy that. I doubt he's going to get off. I just made an announcement again saying we're waiting for police, so. But I will get you ready for service once they remove him. Thank you very much for your help. Appreciate it.
No problem. That's what we're here for. We'll be clear at 1648.
Get that guy out of there, man.
2042 Cedar Hills Parkway.
2042, I got your priority. What's going on?
I just want to give you a heads up. You want to give the officers a heads up. He looks sick to me, so they might want to wear their masks just in case.
Oh, COVID-19.
Okay, how does he
Corona.
Look at Eddie Reno's face beat red. Was acting like he couldn't even hold himself up.
Corona. Could be drunk.
So, yeah.
Okay, I copy. I'll try to update again.
Alright, copy that. Thank you. I just rather them be safe and sorry.
Absolutely. Thank you so much for that. We'll be clear at 1649.
What do you got there?
That's scrambled.
In that size bowl?
That's how it came out cooking, and I didn't see any need to be fancy.
So, Stephen, so I missed the street that I was supposed to turn to do the reroute. And I'm trying to find my way back, and I think I got it.
I'm sorry, which reroute?
For the train on the 70.
Got it. Okay.
Well, that's the way it goes. Did you pick up the white male with long hair?
1267.
1267, do you recall picking up a white male with long hair at 89th?
I picked the male up at 82nd, and he stole my bus right now.
What'd you make it with?
Does he have long hair, possibly like a red and black backpack?
Yes.
Oh,
Yeah, okay, but
okay.
you know it's good in that salami's good in that. Pick him up.
There you go.
Can I have you pull over?
That's a lot. How about you? Don't you want some? Is that enough for you?
Yeah, well, that's fine.
Act like you're
How many eggs are
broken
in here?
down.
3?
4.
4 eggs?
Yeah, I'm pulled over right now.
4 eggs.
Okay, I copy. I'm trying to get more information out of this.
I think that's a little too many eggs.
On that
These are
master
just egg yolks, right? No
one
white.
sec.
Crazy brother of mine. He's off.
Okay, I heard you. He just got off.
Good.
Yeah, would you like me to roll, or do you just want me to sit here?
I'm probably making another order somewhere.
Can you tell us which direction he's
How many?
going?
You got
please?
plenty of eggs left?
He's inside the shack at the stop.
Okay, I copy. Yeah, you can go ahead and roll.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you. We'll be clear at 17:05.
Good. Very good. Inebriated and vomiting.
Bus 7701 Northeast 9th and Halsey headed north. I had a gentleman at the Rose Quarter who is inebriated and vomiting, tried to board the bus. But just giving you a heads up, he's still at the Rose Quarter.
I copy that. Can I get a description of that?
Yes, black male, late 30s, green, puffy Parker jacket, and a gray beanie, and blue jeans. About 5'7", 5'8".
All right, copy that. Thank you very much. You got a good description. All right, I will get that out to the followers, and thank you very much.
Thank you. Have a good day.
That's nice.
You as well.
You is nice. Okay. Still dealing with the passenger.
2042 Cedar Hills and Parkway.
2042, is the police shown up yet?
Yeah, transit police did, and then he also called for backup for Beaverton police. The person's dead asleep, so they're going to try to wake him up right now. And then I will give you ready for service when they're done.
Quite good.
Okay, fantastic. Thank you. I just want to make sure you weren't sitting out there, just having to deal with him by yourself. So. Thank you so much. We'll be clear at 17:14.
Well, stop to get in for 40 minutes. Uh-oh, we got a white screen. You know what that means? That means, there it goes.
3522. I'm sorry, I mean 7006. 7006. Hey, your bus is in fallback. Just an FYI, I know you're almost nowhere near the train, but coming back to the garage after you bypass it, it is camped on the track. No, I'm sitting here at Gideon. I've been stopped here for almost 40 minutes. I did send a couple messages in, though. Yeah, if you look down at your cab screen, if we don't respond to you within 5 minutes, there's a problem. Probably with the bus. Unless there's snow and ice out there. But if you look down at your cab screen, can you tell me if you've got any red letters, B, T, or D? It's all green now, but I did have like a orange colored, I think it had a D. I didn't see anything that said, anything with fall back, but it was kind of orangey. Yeah, those letters are lit up. That means that we're not getting messages from you, and you're not getting messages from us. I put the train reroute out at 4:27, so you didn't get it because the communications is not working on that bus. So please go ahead and write a work card, a radio work card if you've got one, and the term that the radio text uses is fallback, which means that it's not getting all of the signals.
It's fall. Fuel smell.
Hey, it's 93. Some fuel in the bus here in the front. It's pretty strong.
What time is it? 4 o'clock a day.
So I'm not sure what's going on. I didn't see any leak underneath, so can't say.
Okay, what does it smell like? I'm sorry.
Just fuel, you know, like smell like fumes, you know what I mean? Like it's like pretty strong in the front here where I'm sitting. On my side.
Okay, stand by 1 second.
Yeah, go ahead.
So right now you don't smell any, you don't see any leaks or anything, you just have a smell?
Just
Yeah,
the smell.
I think just a strong smell. I can double check just to make sure there's no leaks, but I didn't see anything dripping underneath.
He didn't see
Okay,
it.
go ahead and tie your bus up. I'll have a supervisor of the truck meet you.
Yeah, go get it. Go get him.
50.
Yeah, 8350. I have 9368, vehicle 3008, at the Barber Transit Center. And they have a strong odor of fumes, like fuel.
Okay, thank you for that. Yes, thank you. Was the contact made with the bus? It was a tree branch.
9112.
I got a question real quick. 314 7438. Was there a contact made with this man?
What I was told is that a truck drove by her and made contact with the mirror.
9112. I believe you're talking about that one you gave to us, 9109. This is the one that you called me out, 7438, for a loose mirror on the door side.
Oh yeah.
Close the door.
Tree branch.
Choking. Give me that water. Everything in there. Coronavirus. Oh my God. It's coronavirus.
9112, yeah, we're gonna
I have to go out and mail that letter because I won't pick it up.
To the bus itself, the little mechanism or the hand or the holder that holds on to the bus itself is loose, and then also the mirror itself is loose, actually to the main.
Yeah, that's nice. They did arrest him. Yes, they did. Line 20.
2042, Cedar Hills Boulevard Parkway.
Hello, 2042, so you're clear.
Got something in my throat.
Check that person in custody by chance.
I am clear. They did arrest him. I'm not sure the charge, but yeah, he is under arrest.
Okay,
He's under arrest. Uh-oh. Definite corona. They took him away. Haul him away. Line 20 did it. Back in acid.
2042, 2044, sorry.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Go ahead and just head back to the garage. Check in with the station agent. Let them know you need to wait out your time there, please.
Wait out your time.
Copy, I'll let them know.
No going home early. You
You
sit there.
number.
Yeah, get your acid.
Yes, sir, I will in about 2 seconds.
Perfect. Thank you very much, and thank you very much for all your help tonight.
No problem.
Okay.
Sorry you have to deal with all that.
Well, then it's just going to get worse here.
Just a moment.
All right, thank you very much.
Well, we're happy to report that the stock market was up 2,011%. Thanks to the Fed giving them trillions of dollars a day. NASDAQ up 8%. Of course, doesn't mean anything, but it's better than a straight shot down. Dow posts biggest percentage gain since 1933. Dow registered biggest one-day gain since 1933 after lawmakers said they were close to a deal for economic rescue package, which rescues the elites and leaves the rest of us sitting here. injecting optimism into markets reeling from the biggest sell-off since 2008. Well, you know, I'm not too, I wouldn't be too impressed yet. Okay. Don't be fooled yet. Over and out. That's the end of this edition.